And he's telling him, this needs to end, Clyde. This needs to end. This ain't going to bring your wife and kid back. This needs to stop. And Clyde's saying, no, man, we've only just begun. And at this point is when Jamie Foxx's Laura character tells him, all right, but if you do this, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. And so the Clyde holds up the cell phone that's already pre-dialed to call the other half of the other cell phone that's in the bomb case that will trigger the bomb. And Fox tells him, if you do this, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. And he's like, fine. And so Jamie Foxx closes the cell door, closes the shield door, and starts running. And this is right after he dials the phone, right after he puts the call through. And he says to him, like I told you, you're going to regret this for the rest of your life. About all 25 seconds of it. Turns out they brought the suitcase and handcuffed it to his bed. And the one of the cops has put a crowbar through the dial that holds the fake door of the sink closed. So he can't open that door either. And the suitcase is of a type where it not only has the dial locks on it, but it also has a flap on it. So you have to be able to lift the flap off to be able to open it. And they've got it handcuffed to the bed, and the other half is handcuffed on the handle. So he can't even lift the handle. He can't even lift the flap if he tries. So he realizes he's dead. So he sits back down in the cot, pulls out the bracelet that his daughter gave him, and just looks at it. And at this point, there is a really, really awesome fire effect. Like one of the best fire effects I've seen since the movie Backdraft. And that movie came out like the late 80s. It looks really, really awesome. I mean, you can tell a little bit it's a green screen, but it looks pretty real. And at this point, Jamie Foxx is just walking out of the prison. And in the background, we see the solitary cells erupting in flames. And the movie starts to wrap up then, and it shows the Fox character, and one of the things he finally said to Clyde before he accidentally killed himself is saying, I'm not gonna make any more deals. You taught me not to make deals with You told me not to make any more deals with murderers. So we find out that now the lawyer character Jamie Foxx, he's not going to make any more deals. Nor people are going to get off scot-free just so he can have a nice neat looking caseload. So, and with the epilogue, we see him spending time with his family, going to his daughter's cello recital, and just doing all the stuff he should have been doing at the beginning of the film. So we go from a lawyer who is pretty corrupt, a pretty good example of a stereotypical Hollywood lawyer, and a father who's a law-abiding citizen. Pardon the pun. And instead, they trade places, where the father pretty much goes insane with grief and anger, and the lawyer learns he can never do this kind of stuff again. And that's pretty much where the movie ends. So that's really, really, really good movie, really good case study in the dynamic between what's good, what's evil, is the system corrupt, are the people running it corrupt, what is the system, should it be torn down, all this kind of stuff. So it's just a really, really good movie. And I would advise to go see it, but I wouldn't go see it if you're kind of squeamish, because if you are, I wouldn't go see it. And definitely, definitely do not take your kids. They do not need to see this. This is Chrono T, signing off.